Hi, welcome to Lesson 14, Session 4. This is adding and subtracting in word problems. This is our refine session where we go over everything that we've learned and we put it all into that nice, neat little package. And we take everything we know about adding and subtracting fractions and decimals in word problems. We also might be using benchmark fractions. We also might be using our estimation strategies. Remember that this is the last session before you take the Unit 2 assessment. If you can believe it, you are already 2/5 of the way through the school year. You've finished all of Unit 1 and Unit 2, and there's only 5 units in the school year. So Unit 3 is a big long one that will take us all the way until about March, and then Unit 4 and 5 will be the take us through March, April, and May, and then the end of the school year. So we are well on our way to really being successful. So this is awesome. We are going to be working today on pages 287 through 290. So go ahead and open your Ready Classroom Math Workbook to page 287. Remember, as always, today I'm just going to be going over the problems. I will not be doing them with you. I will be giving you strategies and suggestions on how to solve the problems, but I'm not going to tell you I'm not going to tell you the answers. So Parker mixes 3.5 ounces of blue paint with 1 2/5 ounces of yellow paint to make green paint for the leaves of a tree. How many ounces of green paint did Parker make? So we're going to first estimate and then find the actual amount. And then you're just using your estimate to check for reasonableness to your actual answer. Your estimate, you're going to use benchmark fractions to find numbers that are easy to add together. Make sure you draw the arrow, whether you're going to round the number up or down, or if it stays the same, don't worry about an arrow. And then for your actual answer, you're going to find the common denominator and then make equivalent fractions and then add your fractions together. Go ahead and go to the next page. For number 2, it says Jamie's football has a mass. Remember, mass is the fancy word for weight. A mass of 435 thousandths kilograms. His football helmet has a mass of 2 57/100 kilograms. Estimate how much more, that's a big important part there, how much more the mass of the helmet is than the mass of the football. So we're doing that problem there. We're subtracting the mass of the football from the mass of the helmet and finding out how much bigger the helmet is than the football. But we're going to estimate. So you're going to round both of these to numbers that are easy to add together. So go ahead and write your estimation and then tell me the answer. And then tell me how many kilograms more does the helmet weigh than the football. For number 3, which is a reasonable estimate for the difference of 5.5 minus 3 and 5/9? So you're going to, this is the problem that you're trying to solve. You're going to round both of these you're going to estimate both of these to benchmark fractions, subtract them, and then you're going to get an answer. And then which of these letters is a reasonable estimate? Now, Ellie chose D as the correct answer. How did she get that answer? So if you also chose D, then tell me how you got that answer. If you did not choose D, then tell me what Ellie might have done that got her to get the answer of D. For number 4, William compares the monthly rainfall amounts for the summer months using the table below. Here's in June, it was 3 3/16 inches. In July, 3 3/4 inches. And then in August, 3.5 inches. So which estimate is closest to the actual difference between the rainfall amounts for June and July? So we're going to go ahead and draw the problem, but then you're not going to solve this problem. You're going to use benchmark fractions to subtract to get to the closest estimate to the actual difference. For number 5, it says Carter is at the school store. He wants to buy a pack of notebooks that cost $4.79, a calculator that cost $35.54, and a tablet that cost $12.67. About, so not actually, but about how much money does Carter plan to spend at the school store? Will the actual cost be more or less than your estimate? Explain and show your work. So you're going to round each of these numbers up to the nearest dollar. Okay, so for example, $4.79 is going to round up to $5. So what do these other two numbers round up to? You're going to add them together and tell me about how many dollars does he need. Then tell me, is this estimate, is your estimate going to be, will the actual cost be more or less than your estimate? And the big ticket thing to remember is that we're rounding all of these up to a higher amount. So that means that our actual amount is going to be what? So is it going to be less or more? You're going to write the word in here and then tell me why. Finally, go to page 290. On page 290, we're going to look at number 6. Number 6 says, a certain liquid boils at 175 and 62 hundredths degrees Fahrenheit. The liquid is currently at 68 and 8/10 degrees Fahrenheit. Jimmy says that the temperature needs to rise by about 125 degrees to boil. Without finding the actual difference, explain why Jimmy's estimate is or is not reasonable. So if we have an actual amount here, and this is about how much Jimmy says it needs to go up to get to here, round both of these. And you probably don't need around 125. You're going to round both of these and see if you get to a number close to 175 and 62 hundredths. And then tell me why it is or is not reasonable. Then to find the actual amount, I want you to take how many degrees it needs to be to boil, minus the temperature it's at right now, and tell me the actual amount that it needs to rise to be boiling. For number 7, Ramona has 4 1/5 gallons of red paint. She knows she needs at least 12 3/4 gallons to paint her whole house. Use benchmark fractions to explain how much more paint Ramona needs. So you're going to estimate. You're going to round both of these to the closest benchmark fraction and then subtract them and tell me about how much more paint she needs. With that, you're going to go ahead and complete numbers 1 through 7 on your own. As always, if you have any questions, you can always email your teacher. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Good luck on your Unit 2 assessment that you will be taking likely in the next couple of days. See you next time.